So it is day one of this challenge. Now, in the last video, I broke down the numbers on where I need to be and what do I need to do. And it's going to be an interesting adventure. Definitely going to be an interesting adventure. I'm also going to try to do some other stuff in between all this shooting. I guess it'll give me the opportunity to maybe try and, I don't know, come out with a course finally. I've been saying it for like a year and a half, almost 2 years now, that I wanted to come out with a course. And I try to, I guess, keep it alive in my videos. I need to give myself some type of accountability and I need to follow through with it. It's just so hard, you know, being an entrepreneur and then trying to come out with a course. It's always an ever-changing landscape, but I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna do it finally. But today, what we're gonna focus on is one of my favorite things to do in wholesaling, and that is driving for dollars. Now, driving for dollars, man, it has been a killer for me. I know that some people might say, oh, driving for dollars is overrated. Oh, you don't get any money with driving for dollars. You don't, oh, you know, I've tried it and I don't get, you know, any good results. Before we start driving, because in this video, we're gonna drive. I'll tell you this, the reason why driving for dollars isn't working for you is because you are not finding enough houses. You are not driving in the right areas. And how the heck do you find that out? To be honest, you really gotta just drive around. Drive around and figure it out. If you're in a really nice neighborhood, like we're talking, you know, B+ neighborhood, C+ neighborhood, and you're driving around, you're only finding 1 or 2 distressed houses, while that might be a decent area to try and find some, you know, some diamonds in the rough, you're better off going to an area where maybe about 75% of the houses are distressed. And when we're talking distress, you guys are going to see some super distressed properties. Properties that you're like, what? Somebody actually lives there? And these are the houses that I target all the time. I've built an entire business solely around these absolutely destroyed properties. Even my cold callers are like, man, this house looks rough. Somebody's really going to buy it? And I'll tell you this, absolutely yes. They will buy it 10 times over. I mean, done almost, I don't know, almost 100 deals now. So enough with me yapping. Let's get out there. Let's go find some houses. All right, before we get started, of course, if you don't already know, I use DealMachine. Link down in the description below. You can sign up and get 15 free deal credits. It is going to cost you, I don't know what the price is right now, I think like 30 bucks a month. But if you want to try it out for 1 month and then cancel, you can. So I'm using DealMachine. I'm going to go ahead, I'll show you guys a glimpse on my screen. I usually always go to tap to add mode and I go to highlights, anything sold over 3 years ago. Sold over three years, and I'll apply highlights and I'll go ahead and I'll press start driving. Now, the type of neighborhood that I'm in right now, I'm not going to say it's a terrible neighborhood, but it definitely is a lower income neighborhood. You know, definitely has, you know, some distressed homes in it. This is not really a big block, but this is an area that I like targeting. I haven't driven here in quite a while, and well, here we go. First suspects right here. We got, looks like 3 abandoned houses. I don't actually know the company that owns it. Let me get a good glimpse here of what they look like. Now, those are some distressed looking homes. Definitely some distressed looking homes. As we get closer, you can see a lot of them are pretty much boarded up. Now, these are great homes to take down. I got some over here as well. Definitely some really good houses to take down. Now, of course, I know that a lot of you guys, your houses aren't going to really look like this, or they might not be as distressed as these are. You know, it happens. I'm just going to go ahead and take this stuff down. Now, I am going to block out at the bottom because I don't want you guys hitting the same houses that I'm hitting. And, you know, we're just going to casually stroll through this neighborhood. Now, I know from experience that this whole block that's to my left is owned by the same company that owns those abandoned houses back there. So I'm not even going to take them down. but I am going to try to take down anything else that I see that's a little bit distressed. So this property that's right behind you guys, it doesn't look super distressed, but the roof is missing a couple of shingles. Usually when you see stuff like that, those are good indications that there is some distress, because they can't, you know, they can't afford to put new shingles on the roof. Now I know what some of you might say, oh, you're preying on people that can't afford to fix their homes, and that's not true. We are specifically targeting people that, without us helping them, they might not have another solution. Maybe they do. Maybe they're just waiting. Maybe they're waiting for something. So I took down also all this vacant land that I have next to me. I don't think you'll be able to see it because of the glare, but there is a lot of vegetation right here, and it's just a bunch of vacant lots. I took them down because I sell vacant land also, and I took down this house that we just passed. Oh, look at that, and they're dead. Now those are great properties to target as well. I know what you're thinking. Why would you target dead-only people? And it's not that we're targeting those people because they're dead or trying to take advantage of them. It's just they're distressed homes. I mean, we want to make the neighborhood look beautiful. We make a profit in the process, but we may want to make the neighborhood look beautiful. So it looks like actually somebody just recently bought all this, and anyways, got a bunch of telephone poles running through it. I don't really deal with properties like that, but just anything vacant or appears to be vacant, I'll take it down. Like this street right here, man, this is I haven't been down this street. I don't think I've ever been down here. But this is a interesting looking little street. A lot of vacant lots. As a matter of fact, let me see who bought it. Some company. Yeah, interesting. So as we drive through here, the house has actually just ended. There is a boarded up house. Looks like they're renovating it, so that's a good sign. That means people are actually out here, you know, working on these houses. Actually, wow, this whole block is owned by one person. Interesting. That's a lot of houses. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses, and man, they are destroyed. Wow, check that out. Let me see if I can get a glimpse of that real quick. Those homes are severely distressed. They definitely need a lot of work. But you know, those are homes that we'll contact them as well to see if they want to sell. I mean, even though they bought it recently, you know, they bought it in 2019. These properties, you know, it looks like they haven't done anything with them. So even properties like that, I'll take them down and I'll give them a call, because it's worth it. You know, if they bought it 3 years ago and they haven't done anything with it, more than likely they might not do anything for a while. I mean, it just all depends. It really all depends. So, you know, I'm gonna still give them a call. It's funny, I've never driven down this street before, so I'm glad I actually got to get that. But yeah, these houses, wow, these are doozies. But I mean, even though I don't know how well you guys can see this, which I'm looking at my phone right now, I know you guys can't see much, but they need new roofs. They definitely need all new windows. The good thing about it is they are concrete block construction, so these are properties that will last a long time. And then on this side, it's just straight vegetation. Probably can mow this down and make a whole new neighborhood out of here, as well as there's a bunch of vacant land right here next to me. That's the good thing about driving for dollars. You're putting actual eyes on these properties versus just hitting a list and hoping that you find anything. Because, I mean, even though hitting a list, you will get something out of it if you try hard enough. But by the time that you hit the list and hit all the people that are really not distressed, have no real pain points, or maybe they do have some pain points, but their property is not distressed, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to sell to you. I mean, that's the reality of it. That's my experience. That's just the reality as far as numbers go. I've done that before. You know, I usually sometimes target neighborhoods, whole neighborhoods, and I'll try to, you know, hit everybody that I can. And sometimes I get a deal, sometimes I won't. But I've gotten the best deals from driving for dollars. So as I share my screen here, you guys can kind of get an idea of, you know, how many properties I usually add. usually when I go out on today's a short day for me. I'm only gonna be out here for about another 30 minutes, but I'm gonna take down as many properties as I can find. So right now I already have 2 here. I'm waiting for DealMachine to straighten up. Sometimes it does and sometimes it does. These properties are owned by somebody or a company I've talked to before. 52, I guess. But there are currently 2 flips right in front of me. There's one right here on my right, another one in front. Another thing that you'll encounter is discoloration in the roof. Those are also good to hit. Sometimes you get some good stuff out of them, sometimes you don't. It just really all depends. I mean, it's a hit or miss on what you want to label as distress. If they need money put into them, and I know a lot of you might not know what repairs are, but if you notice the paint's chipping on the paint is chipping, or the roof looks like it's missing a couple of shingles, a couple of broken windows, if it does have a broken window, then those are good prime suspects to hit. Now I'm going to turn around here because at the end of this neighborhood is just a bunch of homes that are owned by one company. They like literally the whole neighborhood is just a rental community that they own. So that's the reason why I just turned around. I didn't even bother go to the end because they're both dead end streets. I am going to go down to the other end here because I think that there's it's not a dead end, but it does have some room there. But driving is a great way to bring up leads. You can really put eyes on your leads. You know what is really distress and what isn't, and you're not going to waste your time with all these other lead sources that people are like, oh, I stack absentee, high equity, and tax delinquent. Like, yeah, that works, but I'll be honest with you, like the amount of people that I wholesale that have been tax delinquent have been pretty low. As crazy as that sound now, in other counties it might be a little bit different, or in other areas I should say it might be a little bit different, but in my area I have done the numbers on the stuff that we've closed, and the usual thing that they have in common is that they are all distressed. Some of them are absentee, some of them are not. Even though they might be vacant, sometimes if the mailing address hasn't changed, it's still labeled as an owner-occupied property, even though nobody might be living in it. So here we go. This one looks like it is owner-occupied, but it's missing shingles on the roof. It looks like it needs quite a bit of work, so I'm going to go ahead and take it down. And then let's see, we are across the street from a school. Some vacant lots here. I take down vacant lots. If you see new construction in the area, 9 times out of 10, somebody is looking to build in these neighborhoods. So I like to go street by street. That's the way I've always gone driving for dollars, and it's been the most successful way that I've been able to do it. I do it street by street. That way I can tackle a whole area. I don't have to come back for missing streets or anything like that. So this area is kind of funny. It's another area I've never driven down, but I'm gonna drive down it anyway. Explore the area a little. You gotta explore a little bit. Looks like somebody bought this already. Yeah, they bought this a few years ago, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take it all down. Now you will get funny looks as you drive through some of these neighborhoods, because they're gonna wonder, what the heck is this guy doing driving down my neighborhood, creeping, and just looking at everybody's house. And that's okay. Sometimes you got to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation like that. But I mean, for the most part, nobody's really gonna bother you. Now that doesn't mean don't protect yourself. I recommend that you always either drive with a partner or carry some protection, because sometimes the neighborhoods that you might go into or might choose to drive for dollars in, pretty rough. That being said, I've driven with many forms of protection. I won't claim any. Oh, look at that. We got a house here, boarded up windows. Looks like it needs some work. Let me see if I can get a better glimpse here. Oh yeah, this is definitely vacant. Not gonna pull in the driveway all the way, but I'll give you guys an example here. All right, so there goes one right there. That house is labeled as owner occupied, and you can clearly see it is definitely vacant. Windows are open. Looks like it needs quite a bit of work, a lot of junk, abandoned cars. These are the houses that you want to target on a consistent basis. So what's the point in targeting these type of vacant, distressed homes? Here's the thing. So when you buy a house like this for an investment purpose, you can force the appreciation or the value of the house by completely remodeling it. Now, of course, the lower that you buy the house at, the better your profit margins are, but the more likely you can force the appreciation. Now, if you have a house that's completely remodeled, you're not really going to be able to force the appreciation because its current value is probably going to be based on what it is, how it's fully fixed up. Now I got another one right here that we just passed. Grab my phone here. Hit all this vacant land as well. So it belongs to the church. And we got another one, 25. That appears to be empty. There's actually quite a few on this block. I will probably take down just because these are good houses to hit. There's a renovated house right here that we're passing, as well as this one looks like it's either renovated or it's a new build. Judging from the foundation, it's probably a new build, but sometimes these rentals look really good. So again, you want to target neighborhoods a little bit high crime area, lower income neighborhoods. I say that because that is usually where the gentrification is happening. When you see flips, when you see a lot of houses for sale and people are buying them, those are areas that you generally want to target. Now, yeah, you can find some really good neighborhoods that are, in decent shape, and you find a couple of, properties that need some work. But look, like this one, I don't know how well, let me see. Yeah, this one, you can see the windows wide open. You can see that it's broken as well. I'm gonna take it down. Looks like they bought it in 2009. Got a line of shopping carts in the back. That's interesting. Oh, and then right in front of us, we got another one. This house looks like somebody drove into it. That's weird. And for some reason, DealMachine is acting weird here. It's because I already have this property from another owner. So let's go ahead and continue to drive. So as far as all that driving went, we picked up a good amount of properties. We did about 50, 60 properties, which was decent. You want to try to, of course, pick up more than that. That was just kind of an example of what you want to look for. Not all of these properties in the areas that you drive are going to look like the ones that are in my area. You really truly need to go out and explore. Go out there and take down properties, and you need to write down, why did they make it on your list? Okay, did they make it on your list because they have high grass? Did they make it on your list because they appear to be vacant? Did they, appear on your list because they appear to be extremely distressed? These are the things that you need to experiment with. Now, the properties that you've seen me take down, that's what works in my area. These properties are either vacant, destroyed, they need a lot of work in order to either make them livable or keep living in them. I have seen some people living in some really, really, really bad houses, to where I had a lady that every time it rained inside her house too. We're talking all the ceilings were dripping. She had to put pots and buckets everywhere every time it rained. And she was living like that. If anything, you're helping these people out by getting rid of these properties. But those are the type of properties that you want to try and hit and make a note of, hey, I put this property on my list and this is what they ended up saying. Now, if you take down 1,000 properties and you don't get a deal, don't be upset. Sometimes you got to go through quite a few properties in order to keep consistently pulling out deals. Now, also, you're going to pull out a lot of follow-ups. Make sure that you keep up with those follow-ups, because the money is in the follows, because some of these properties, they've been distressed for a long time, but that does not mean that they want to sell right now. I had that misconception when I first started, that I thought that everybody was going to sell to me, and the reality is these houses are pretty run down, and it's because they haven't taken care of it for a long time. So they're going to continue to try and ignore the problem. You're going to come out and be the problem solver. At the same time, these people's only option is not you, so please don't tell that to people. You are a solution to their problem, but you need to find out what their problem is. You need to find out what the solution is also to their problem, because you might not be the best solution. So with that being said, I hope you guys found this video informative. If you did, shoot me down some comments down below. Shoot me a like, dislike me, unsubscribe, whatever you want to do. Let me know what you guys thought about this video, and let me know what kind of questions you guys have as far as driving for dollars go. Driving for dollars, definitely not easy. Takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, but it definitely can make you extremely successful. So I hope you guys enjoy the vlog. We're gonna keep this going, try to see if we can ramp up production for 2022, and also try to pump out as many vlogs as I possibly can. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. Hope you guys found some good information, and I'll catch you guys on the next vlog.